Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful night. Now, I want to take it back to where everything began for most of us. Our years at Rice Elementary were full of fun and led to indelible memories. I'm sure many of you vividly remember taking our class photo at the Rice playground, a place we look back at with a certain level of nostalgia and fondness. Although I have many memories, my favorite has to be playing sports during recess. You had the tag players, the soccer group, the football players, the swing group, and many more. Man, I wish I could see my stats after those games. And also, that water fountain, it was the greatest thing ever. It was the sweetest and coldest of all time. Now, some other highlights from Rice include learning science in the ag lab and welcoming a hatch of chickens. The holidays were also full of fun as well. Who can forget the Halloween parades? We dressed in the best costumes while our parents came and supported us. The same could be said for our Thanksgiving activities, where we celebrated by dressing as pilgrims while eating in the cafeteria, learning about Native American culture and the first Thanksgiving. The Christmas season was also unforgettable, with Christmas-themed parties, gingerbread house decorating, and Secret Santa shopping as well. In those days, we were young, full of energy, uncertain about our future. For many of us, nothing has actually changed. However, although the next chapters of our lives may appear murky, the education, friendships, and support we received at Boiling Spring should give everyone confidence about achieving success, however the definition of success applies to you. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who served as positive influences from a young age. Without the hard work of teachers, school staff, and administration, we would not be the students, and more importantly, humans that we are today. I personally want to thank Mrs. Rank and Mrs. Neidick, my kindergarten teachers, for their positive impact on my life. One poetic moment comes to mind regarding Mrs. Rank. During my senior year of baseball, she was the announcer for the home games, and seeing her support me from being a kindergartner to a senior was a surreal and full circle moment. I want to thank everyone in attendance this evening, especially my mom and dad, aunt and uncle, and my grandmother, Nona. We as a class, without all your guys' support, we as a class would not be as successful and well-rounded. To my fellow graduates, no matter your future endeavors, I hope you remember your roots and what molded you into the great people you are today. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, fellow advisors, faculty, staff, and family. I would first like to take a minute to give a giant thank you to all the people who have constantly supported me and my peers throughout our time at Boiling Springs. Your support is something we will cherish and carry with us to wherever we may end up after today. I was given this wonderful opportunity to speak about the many memories we made in the 2 years we spent at Iron Forge Educational Center, or as we now know it, as Iron Forge Elementary School. It was 2 years full of discovering new opportunities, new experiences, and new friendships that would last us a lifetime. This class of students had a very unique experience within Iron Forge. We were some of the last people to know that school held only 4th and 5th graders. In the 2 years we were there, we studied next to the sound of construction. The construction was there to make room for the 3rd graders who would soon join us. As rising 4th graders, we had just bubbled over from Rice, and this was the first of firsts for us. This was the first opportunity we had as students to be able to move from classroom to classroom to learn different subjects. This was a 5th grade practice, but it gave us time to prepare for middle school. It was time to say goodbye to standing single file down the hallway. The construction made way for the new playground shortly before school began. This class did not get a recess experience like the other classes before. We enjoyed our time outside on Eckert Field and the softball field right beside the school. The playground was built, and it was a privilege to play on it. I remember grinding down on iReady to make sure I would be one of the students that would get to play on the playset. Iron Forge is where we gained the privilege to have our own space with lockers. These lockers would soon be lost in the construction and would gain cubbies, but I still remember that sense of freedom of having my own space for my backpack and books. There were so many fun events happening at Iron Forge. We got to show off our costumes at the Halloween parties and venture down the haunted hallway. I was never brave enough to wander through after watching fellow peers run from the exit. Instead, I would snack on the many delicious options the chaperones displayed for us and visit the fortune teller. Then I would vote on costumes submitted into the costume contest. Some of my favorite memories from Iron Forge take place in the cafeteria. Staying after school for groovy movies was always a blast. The popcorn may have been way too buttery, and the snack portions may have been too small for my liking as a child, but it was always fun to sit and watch a movie with friends after school. Along with groovy movies, when the construction had started, there was a gigantic white wall that students got to sign one day at lunch. Those signatures would then transfer to a support beam that can be seen from the building. Hopefully our handwriting had gotten better in the years from 4th to 5th grade. Along with the cafeteria, we made many unforgettable yet awkward memories in many other places throughout the building. The new music room and gymnasium were the place the teachers presented the talk. Any senior here can tell you how they felt leading up to this event, but everyone was slightly intrigued by the vague title. Many of our talents bloomed from IFES. In 4th grade, everyone was given a recorder, and even though those instruments hurt many parents' ears, it was important to many of us to practice and receive the different belts from Mrs. Wilson's recorder karate. Many of us even stayed after school on the last day to play and obtain the final black belt. For me and many of my peers, the recorder sparked something inside me to join the Boiling Springs Bubbler Band, starting our musical career that many of us would carry with us into our future. Some of the other students were in chorus and band just to say they got to go to the end of the year ice cream sundae party. I promised Ms. G. Yinger that I didn't start band just for the ice cream. I'm not sure about the rest of us, though. One thing I always looked forward to during school was Bubblethon. Our fundraising days began with class prizes and being in the class that had raised the most amount of money. The day of Bubblethon allowed students to run around the track and collect as many stickers as they could. Others opted for jump ropes or Zumba that occurred at the beginning of the event. Maybe this is where our pride for raising money for Minithon stemmed from. Now, as our final days were winding down, it was time to prepare and forge ahead to the middle school. We were finally moving up the hill, and we had pretty cool t-shirts to prove that we survived 4th and 5th grade. We might not have matching t-shirts now for our friends to sign, but we are all matching in our gowns, now forging ahead to the future. Whether that means college, military, or a trade, we are all going our separate ways, forging on to better and brighter days. Thank you.
Before I begin, I would like to thank all the staff, family, and friends who are in attendance tonight. Thank you not only for being here to help us celebrate this milestone, but also for the endless support you have given us throughout our educational journey thus far. I have the honor of speaking about our experiences at Yellow Breeches Middle School. Those 3 years gave us so many firsts. Like how about the first time that we got to use a locker? We were so excited to decorate it and be able to put all of our things in there instead of just a cubby. Well, that was probably until we realized that the lockers hated to open. So unless you were willing to get a key from a teacher or kick your locker till it opened, there was no chance of you getting to class on time. With the start of middle school also came the start of sports season, as we all showed up for the football games, even though 95% of us just walked around the track. Instead of watching the actual game, we were all there when we broke our 2-year losing streak. We all stood there watching as the fireworks went off, though the one thought we had was how long those had stood there wondering, just waiting for a win. In 7th grade, we also went to the Baltimore Aquarium. Now, for most of us, our favorite part was probably wandering around the inner harbor or spending way too much money at the gift shop, but the fish were cool too, I guess. We also got the opportunity to learn from some incredible teachers. Looking back at previous speech examples, one common theme that stuck out to me was how having Mr. Prescott as a teacher became such a crucial part of everyone's educational experiences. The class of 2024 can also all agree on how impactful having Mr. Prescott was for us too. So to Mr. Prescott, the teacher we never believed would retire, thank you so much for all of your years of service, and we wish you the best of luck on your retirement. Okay. Looking towards the end of our middle school career, it was not your average ending. While we were all excited that we didn't have to take the Keystones or do the PSSAs due to COVID, we also didn't get to go to Hershey Park or say goodbye to our favorite teachers. Instead, we got all of our stuff from our lockers through our car windows and got to say goodbye that way. The ending of 8th grade may have been a little underwhelming, but it made us all the more excited to see what the next 4 years would bring. So lastly, as Mr. Prescott would say at the end of every class, adios, arrivederci, and see you later.
Good evening, Bubblers. I am extremely honored to speak on behalf of the class of 2024 and celebrate our time at Boiling Springs High School. As we reflect upon the past 13 years of our lives, it's important to remember all the challenges we have overcome. Getting to walk this stage tonight is extremely impressive, and we will all be going in different directions. In my time at the high school, I cherish all the friendships I have made, along with the amazing memories that flooded the halls. We started our freshman year over Zoom, where some of us kept our cameras off and fell asleep during class. Not me, of course. Sophomore year, the mask came off, and our athletic teams conquered new turf. During our junior year, we raised over $111,000, the highest amount ever, for the Four Diamonds Foundation fighting against childhood cancer. Senior year was filled with many lasts. Last dance, game, concert, or performance. And now we'll begin many firsts. The education and lessons we have learned are ones we will take with us for a lifetime. Amazing opportunities have been given to us to improve our character and shape our personalities. Our teachers at Boiling Springs High School have given us the foundation of our education, and our coaches have instilled teamwork, discipline, and competition. We have been given the tools to succeed at this scary thing called life. Every experience we had in this building was a lesson, whether big or small. Tonight is not just about reminiscing, but also about looking ahead to our future. So dream big and approach every situation with courage, optimism, and bubbler spirit. The road ahead will be filled with many laughs, love, accomplishments, heartache, and disappointment. So get ready. Life is a roller coaster. Buckle up. People always laughed when we said that our school mascot was a bubble and that we were on the top 10 list for the worst school mascots ever. But Bubbletown will always be a place to come back to, so don't be afraid to branch outside the bubble. Try new things, make new friends, travel new places, and most importantly, try your hardest. I want to give a special thank you to our teachers, administrators, families, coaches, and friends for helping us along the way. A special shout out goes to my family and best friends. As Steve Jobs once said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. We have so many incredible people sitting in front of us, so we are going to change the world.
Good evening, parents, guardians, relatives, friends, and the class of 2024. Welcome to the graduation of the Boiling Springs class of 2024. This program is the highlight of the school year, and it is an honor and a privilege to introduce you to our class salutatorian, Benjamin Snyder. Ben has blazed an impressive academic trail here at Boiling Springs by maintaining a weighted GPA of 108.779%. But more importantly, he is leaving a lasting impact and contribution to our school and our community as well. Ben has been awarded academic letters of excellence, qualifying for distinguished honors throughout his high school career. Of the 13 AP courses offered at Boiling Springs, Ben has taken 11. Among a multitude of other accomplishments, he is a member of National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and most recently, Ben was also awarded first place at the Technology Student Association state competition in Tech Bowl with his team. Ben is a student that is definitely academically impressive, but I'm proud to say that he is also impressive in character. He is not afraid to stand up for what he believes in morally and ethically, and is probably one of the kindest people you will meet. He holds himself to high expectations, but pulls others along with him, lending a hand, having a conversation, and praising others for their accomplishments as well. I remember first hearing about Ben through my daughter, actually. She is a member of the middle school chapter of TSA. Her stories of Ben and his kindness and leadership through her eyes told me everything I needed to know about Ben. He cares, He has a good heart, and he is a hard worker. Since then, I have learned that Ben held a coveted position as guest page at the PA State Capitol for Representative Cutts, races mountain bikes for the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Cycling League, where he is also the team captain and also works part-time at Allenbury. He really is one of the most well-rounded students we could hope for. Ben's teachers had this to say about him. Ben is an exceptionally hard worker who always challenges himself and rises to the occasion. He is a kind kid and driven man who always has a smile on his face and says hi to you in the hallway. What I appreciate the most about him is his willingness to help others. His peers often seek him out, and he is always willing to lend a hand. I have no doubt that he will lead a successful life once he graduates high school. One of the most remarkable qualities about Ben is that he exhibits a thirst for knowledge. While extremely intelligent, it is Ben's inquisitive nature that I see as one of his greatest strengths. When given a mission, Ben immerses himself in researching all scenarios and possible outcomes before coming to conclusions or decisions. People gravitate toward Ben's natural confidence and enthusiasm. He uses these qualities to create a cohesive environment among his friends and peers in the classroom. These are two qualities of a strong leader, qualities that Ben effortlessly exhibits. What further separates Ben from his peers is his strong sense of duty, unwavering patriotism, and his ability to put others ahead of himself. It is not just Ben's academic prowess that sets him apart. It is his commitment to service, leadership, and character that sets him apart from his peers. Beyond his leadership abilities, it is Ben's character that truly shines. His high moral standards, compassion for others, and respect for authority make him a person of integrity. He consistently goes above and beyond, whether it's helping his peers with coursework or contributing to the betterment of his school. He actively seeks to make a positive impact on his school community. Ben's positive attitude, efforts, achievements, and service will certainly be missed here at Boiling Springs. This fall, he plans to continue his academic career at Liberty University to major in accounting and data analysis, as well as pre-law. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Benjamin Snyder.
Good evening, everyone. Many of you know me already, a fact that comes with living in a small town where everyone knows each other's car, parking spot, locker, address, social security number, and entire family lineage. For those who don't know me, I'm Ben Snyder. I've lived my whole life in this town, and I'm speaking to you tonight as the salutatorian of the class of 2024. I want to begin with a special thank you to all of the influences in my life over the years. As I name them, I urge you to think about the influences in your life as well. The people who deserve your thanks, tell them tonight. Thank you to my family for everything. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you to my teachers over the years, from elementaries, Mrs. Harris and Mrs. Miller, who believed in me early, to all my high school teachers, including Miss Bozart, Mrs. Zoll, and Mr. Beardmore. Thank you to the tech ed teachers for helping me to branch out through high school and for inspiring innovation. And thank you to my friends for pushing me to have fun. Like I said, I encourage you to go out of your way and thank the influences in your life tonight too. Without the people in our lives who have encouraged us and inspired us along the way, none of us would be here. The title of my speech tonight is Weighing the Scales, Finding Balance in Life. I want you to sit back and think about the balance you have in your life right now. Have you worked out lately, read a book, relaxed with friends, picked up a hobby? Every choice you make affects the balance in your life. At the most superficial level, this balance is between work and play. However, we often prioritize work, especially as we get older. This isn't necessarily bad, it's the reality of growing up and taking on more responsibility. However, as you move through life, I encourage you to try to find balance. Especially in the age of mass media consumption, don't find yourself consumed by the attention deficit society in which we live. At the end of their life, no one has said, "I wish I worked more," or "I wish I spent more time on my phone." Pursue your passions and make time for those in your life that mean the most to you. This doesn't mean to sit back and be lazy. Now more than ever in our divided and chaotic society, we require leaders to step up and pave the way for the future. The problems that we face today must also be solved by us. However, you must balance this drive to improve the world with other essential things. Life is too short to miss out on the small things that it has to offer. Take advantage of every moment and find that balance between working hard to improve the world and merely taking time to enjoy it. In the interest of finding balance in my own speech, my mom encouraged me to think about both sides of the class rank system. Every year, we hear from the top 2 members of this class, but never the opposite. She encouraged me to think from their perspective. What would they say? And fortunately, I have the privilege to do so with a certain level of confidence. In November of 2011, my sister Rebecca was born with Down syndrome, a genetic condition that, medically speaking, places her at the back of our class in rank. 12 years later, I can testify that her disability has improved my life and my family's lives immensely. Her enduring happiness and contagious smile remind us all that everything will be okay. Her hunger for knowledge and learning, despite a medical diagnosis that tells her she can't do well, inspires everyone. Her contributions have changed my identity in ways that I would be remiss to not mention. The truth is that since joining our family, my sister has altered my outlook on life completely. Her perpetual state of joy reminds me that despite rain showers, the sun can and will eventually return. If my sister can find joy consistently in her life, despite her situation, how can I, someone who is blessed with so much, remain sad and self-piteous? As a result of her influence in my life, I've become more grateful for what I have, rather than complaining about what I don't. However, my sister's desire to learn is an even bigger example of encouragement. She has remained in mainstream education, working hard for her grades, the same as everyone else around her. Even though her academic performance is genetically limited, she's not discouraged, and rather she works harder. This has taught me the value of my gift of intelligence and encouraged me to use it to the fullest. I attribute a large portion of my academic success to the motivation that my sister gives me. If she can make so much out of so little, what a travesty it would be for me to waste my talents. Without my sister's inspiration, there's no telling who I would be. And so, when I asked her what she would say if she was standing on the stage tonight, she replied, quote, "Thank you to everyone for helping me, and I love you." Pretty profound, right? Even though she may never take physics or calculus, she understands what's truly important in life, the relationships that we have, and gratitude for what we have. At the end of the day, her statement's all that matters for everything in our lives. In this life, it's so easy to be bitter about what goes wrong, especially when you look at the world today. But with all that we've been given, at a bare minimum, living in the most prosperous nation in the history of the world, it's important to remember to live your life to the fullest. People in other parts of the world would kill to stand where you are now. So make the most of every minute, find that balance between your responsibilities and your fun, and always be grateful for what you've been given. In a short time, you will all rise to cross this stage, also crossing the threshold into adulthood. Take a minute to pat yourself on the back, because this truly is the culmination of 13 years of hard work. Every coloring sheet and picture book read in kindergarten, to the math tests and English essays of today, has contributed to the diploma that you will hold in your hand. Treasure it. When I got my driver's license, my dad reminded me that life events like these happen only once, and a finite number of them exist in our lives. Things like the first birthday, first day of school, driver's license, marriage, and so on are special milestones in most people's lives that are accomplished throughout the journey of life. Today, when you accept this diploma, you check off one of those special events, signaling your progression into adulthood and the exciting, yet sometimes scary, possibilities that it will bring. At the end of tonight, though, despite your personal differences, each of you will receive the same diploma. No matter your GPA, family, car, wealth, who you've dated, awards you've won, or otherwise, each of us will receive a diploma from Boiling Springs High School. Each of us will also go on to forge our own path in life, entirely distinct from anyone else. And this is for the better. We all contribute to the balance that is society. Our world needs its intellectuals as much as it needs its brawn. As Thucydides, an Athenian scholar, once said, A society that separates its warriors from its poets will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting done by fools. The scientists of tomorrow will be essential to cure cancer, yes, but the diesel mechanics of tomorrow will be just as necessary to keep our economy flowing and put food on the table of every American household. The lawyers of tomorrow will be necessary to level the scales of justice, but tomorrow's soldiers will be necessary to protect our way of life. Life is meant to be a balance, and I implore you to find it in your future. And so I conclude, but I'd like to leave you with a verse by one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Bob Dylan. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung, and may you stay forever young. Thank you, and have a wonderful night, everyone.
Good evening again. I am also proud to be able to present this year's valedictorian. This individual has worked extremely hard over the years to earn the rank of #1 in their class. This is their opportunity to reflect and share their thoughts with their classmates and their community. Madison Knavel can boast a 111% weighted GPA. She has taken the majority of our top-level courses and has also taken some college courses, including multivariate calculus at Messiah University. Madison belongs to a number of clubs, including Student Council, where she is vice president, Envirothon, book club, concert choir, and interscholastic math competitions are a few more areas where she spends her free time. Ms. Knavel has volunteered at Camp Intervention as a STEM camp counselor and has also been a teaching assistant at the Carlisle Learning Arts Center. To gain some insight as to what Madison is like as a student, I reached out to her teachers, and this is what I received. Madison is one of the most motivated and conscientious students I have ever taught. She is extremely self-motivated and thoughtful in all that she does. She challenges herself in her academics, her extracurriculars, and her community engagements. I've always referred to Madison as an academic weapon. She possesses a unique ability to approach both historical events and global challenges with an open-minded attitude while remaining poised in her convictions. She is exactly the type of scholar that we desperately need in our next generation of leaders. Her dedication to absorbing knowledge and consistently delivering exemplary work reflects a strong work ethic and a thirst for excellence. Students like Madison enrich the learning environment and inspire others to push their own boundaries of achievement. Truly, she is a once-in-a-generation type of student. When Madison approached my desk, I found myself anticipating whether she would pose the most intellectually stimulating question I'd ever heard or deliver the most endearing, sweet comment about something. What Madison stands out in is her character. She is kind, helpful, and always humble. She will do incredible things in her life. Madison recorded a perfect score on the advanced placement exams last year. This is a first for any Boiling Springs student to my knowledge. She will be attending Brown University in the fall to study molecular and cellular biology. It is my honor to introduce Madison Knavel, the 2023-2024 valedictorian for Boiling Springs High School.
Good evening, school board members, administrators, staff, teachers, friends, family, and last but not least, welcome to my fellow graduates of the class of 2024. Congratulations, we finally made it. As we wait here, so close to finally receiving our diplomas, it's hard not to feel a sense of nostalgia for the journey that brought us to this moment. It's been a long road filled with memories and experiences that we will never forget, and it's truly an honor to have this opportunity to reflect on it with all of you tonight. I hope that my words resonate with each of you, reminding you of your own unique journey and the people who have helped us along the way. To all the teachers in attendance tonight, I know I speak for my fellow students when I say that we will always be grateful for your enthusiasm, compassion, and dedication. You are a huge part of what makes BSHS such a special place to learn. You genuinely care about us as people, not just students, and we will always treasure the memories we formed in your classes, from dressing up as historical figures in APUSH to some very corny jokes in Mr. Prescott's class. Also, thank you to our families, friends, coaches, and everyone else who helped us along the crazy journey that was the past 13 years. We wouldn't be the people we are today without your love and support. Finally, I would like to thank the parents and guardians of the class of 2024. Words cannot begin to express how grateful we are to all of you. Whether driving us to rehearsals and practices when we were young, or putting up with some very stressed teenagers during AP exams and final season, your support and encouragement helped us get to this field today. To my own parents, thank you for always pushing me to be the best that I can be and having my back every step of the way. Mom, you are my absolute favorite editor. Yes, she has read all of my papers, including this speech, and one of my closest friends. Dad, thank you for always lighting my day up with your humor and optimism, and for helping me discover my love of science. I am incredibly lucky to have both of you in my life, and beyond blessed to have two of the most amazing people I know as my parents. All of these individuals have touched our lives in countless ways, leaving handprints on our hearts, which happens to be the title of my speech. For those of you who are not regular theater goers, Handprint on My Heart is a lyric from the Broadway musical Wicked, a prequel to The Wizard of Oz that follows the unlikely friendship between a young Glenda and Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. This song, For Good, is the final goodbye between the two witches as they reminisce about their time together and how they have been changed for good. Over the next few minutes, I intend to share a few of its lyrics, and I hope that the message of the song resonates with you as much as it does with me. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime, so let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Some of us will go on to college, others to the military or straight to the workforce, and no matter where the next few years take us, we will never again be all together as a class. But wherever we go and whatever we do, the people we have learned with, laughed with, played with, and performed with over the past 13 years will be with us long after we leave BSHS. Every person that we have met has shaped us in some way, leaving handprints on our hearts that, together, make us who we are. Maybe you found your favorite song by listening to a friend's playlist, and now you think of them every time you hear it. Maybe your coach helped you fall in love with a sport, and now you are planning to play in college. Maybe an amazing teacher helped you to discover a new passion, and now you plan to pursue that as a major. While I could stand up here all night and list the small ways we have grown because of our families, teachers, and each other, I know that we are all excited to start celebrating. So, instead, I'm going to ask each of you to think about everyone who has helped you make it onto this field today. Think about how they have helped you to grow as students, but more importantly, as human beings, and keep that in mind for this next lyric. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Each member of the class of 2024 has had a unique impact on our experience at BSHS, and I truly believe that we were all brought together for a reason. When we choose to open ourselves up to others, we learn from them, we grow, and whether we realize it or not, we help them to grow too. Sometimes this growth is easy to see. Maybe you helped a classmate study for a test and they earned an A. However, oftentimes, these changes are far more subtle. A hug given by a friend at the right moment can help someone feel loved during a difficult time. A smile from a passing student in the hallway can help someone feel seen. Every person we have ever met and ever will meet leaves a handprint on our hearts, and we leave our own mark on theirs. So, I challenge each of you to lift up the people around you. Leave handprints on their hearts that will help them become better people because they knew you. Seek out others who will help you grow. Treasure the time we have spent together over the past 13 years, and never forget the countless ways we have grown because of the friends, teammates, and mentors we found along the way. Pay their support and kindness forward because even the smallest things can make all of the difference. Smile at the new student sitting next to you in class. Compliment the person standing in line behind you at the checkout. You never know whether you could leave the handprint that makes all of the difference in their lives, and you never know whether they could leave the handprint that makes all of the difference in yours. I would like to leave you all with one last quote from For Good as a thank you to my fellow graduates and a reminder that we will carry each other with us wherever we go next. And now, whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. So, thank you.
All right, we're getting very close to handing out the diplomas. But before that, I would like to take a few moments to address the class of 2024 one final time. This evening is all about you guys. It is a celebration of 13 years of hard work, late nights, dances, due dates, athletic events, clubs, and all of the little things it took to get to this point. The graduating class of 2024 navigated 4 years in the high school during some extraordinary times. This is the class that started their high school experience coming to the building every other day. This is the class that had to eat lunch in the auxiliary gym with 6 feet between you and your friends. This is the class that spent Fridays on Zoom with your classmates and patiently waited while we transitioned back into a normal routine. We watched as you worked to maintain some sort of normalcy in your school experience. This was a monumental task, and yet here you are. This is the class that faced every challenge head-on, and you are stronger individuals because of it. Class of 2024, you lived through a lot of very difficult things already, and your response has been everything that we know a bubbler possesses. While this time was challenging, it has given you the realization that you have the ability to get through most anything and succeed. You have shown that you have the perseverance to deal with difficult situations. You have completed rigorous graduation requirements to earn the cap and gown that you now wear. You have earned the diplomas that you will receive in a few minutes. And you have the foundation of all of the lessons that you learned while a student in South Middleton. You are ready for the next steps of your journey. Graduation is a time of celebration, and I hope that you get to pause tonight to absorb and reflect on some of the people that helped you get to this point. Each person sitting on the field and in the audience is celebrating with you and knows what an amazing group of graduates we are now sending out to accomplish even more outside of Boiling Springs. As you look back on all of your accomplishments and venture into the world, I want to leave you with the words of John Wesley. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the places you can, at all the times, as long as you ever can. Graduates, you made it, and we are all very proud of you, each and every one. And now, directors of the Board of Education, Dr. O'Donnell and Mr. Baker, it is my distinct honor to present to you the class of 2024.
Took a little longer than normal for the beach balls to come out, but I'm proud to see they're out there. Members of the South Middleton School District Board of Directors, faculty and staff, friends and family, and above all, the class of 2024. I'd like to begin my remarks by recognizing the amount of work that goes into making commencement successful. Behind the scenes, our maintenance, custodial, security staff have worked diligently to ensure a smooth operation for this evening, in addition to point people who run various events that have led up to and including commencement. Our class advisors, administration, school counselors, teachers, and staff have worked with members of the class of 2024 to meet educational standards and credit requirements. On behalf of the district, I would like to thank our faculty and staff for their work that actually starts for an event like this in early winter. Thank you all very much. As a class, the class of 2024 has left a mark on our school district and community. You have performed admirably in the classroom. This class has also pursued their passions and performed extremely well in music and theatrical performances. You have showcased sportsmanship and determination during athletic competitions. Their collective talents have been on display for our entire community to see. And in fact, the class of 2024 just recently displayed these talents by pulling off a rather impressive senior prank just last week. The class of 2024 has also self-reported receiving $982,131.86 in scholarship and awards as they enter the next stage in life. And finally, just yesterday, we received a communication from a lady that was seated next to some members of our 2024 class as they were on their senior class trip. Mrs. Pittman delivered this news to me via phone last night, and she started the communication with, "Dr. O'Donnell, I got an email about our seniors on their senior class trip." As superintendent, I could tell you the first feeling was not overwhelming joy when we got that news. However, what I can tell you is the email reads as follows. "Hello. I hope this email finds you well as the end of the school year is quickly approaching. I live in Baltimore, Maryland. My family has season tickets to the Baltimore Orioles." We'll let that part go. "On Tuesday, May 28th, 2024, we walked as a family to our section. We looked and our initial thought was, oh great, there is another group of kids here tonight. However, I was pleasantly surprised. We were surrounded by lovely, respectful students. They were a breath of fresh air. I asked a young lady sitting behind us what they were there for, and she explained it was their senior trip. I understand how quick it is to get negative feedback, and I just wanted to share positive. Class of 2024, as a whole, you have represented our community, district, and school with honor and dignity and lived up to what it means to be a bubbler. We appreciate all you have done during your time with us and all that you will do in the future. Moving forward, I ask you to focus on your individual path as you venture out on your own. Our society tends to focus on wins. In politics, athletics, pop culture, it's a constant who's winning, who's on top. However, I would argue that you individually respond to success or a challenge is of higher importance than the result itself. Everyone here this evening has had successes and challenges. We have also learned that along the way, a success can quickly turn into a challenge, and a challenge turn into a success. How you respond to success and challenges will help you form a path that is uniquely yours. Your next step in life may take you to military service, post-secondary studies, work, or perhaps you remain undecided at the current moment. Regardless, respond to life's events. Don't over-amplify successes, and at the same token, don't dwell much on your struggles, but continue to learn, continue to respond, and continue on your path. Focus on effort, discipline, and commitment to your life goals. The wins and losses are milestones, but how you respond will define you and your journey. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Now, as you're probably aware, Mrs. Pittman took over duties as principal at Boiling Springs High School just about 20 days ago as Dr. Hain, former principal, left due to relocation. A comfortable time to take over as high school principal, I might add. Certainly, we are appreciative of Dr. Hain's 10 years of service to our district. And Mrs. Pittman, I want to thank you for responding to the several challenges over the last 20-some days. It has certainly been a whirlwind. But for now, let's get the last part of housekeeping accomplished. I'd like to ask that you join me for your first official time ever, Mrs. Pittman, to confirm our class has met requirements necessary for graduation.
Dr. O'Donnell, these 194 students have met all of the requirements of the South Middleton School District and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. They are ready to graduate.
Well, with that in mind, as Superintendent of Schools of the South Middleton School District and as a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I am pleased to certify that these students are officially graduates of the South Middleton School District and shall be awarded their diplomas. Mrs. Pittman, let's get our students across the stage.
Madison K. Knavel, valedictorian, distinguished honors. Benjamin A. Snyder, salutatorian, distinguished honors. Tess E. Naylor, class president, distinguished honors. Alexis B. Lubart, vice president, honors. Kendall G. Garman, treasurer, distinguished honors. Olivia L. Morgan, secretary, distinguished honors. Joseph M. George, historian, distinguished honors. Dominique A. Alexander. Rachel W. Allen. Rowan E. S. Alswade, distinguished honors. Ian E. Aniker. Elena G. Anderson, distinguished honors. Roman S. Arbor. Mason M. Arnold, distinguished honors. Noah A. Ashman. Alexandra L. Bandora, distinguished honors. Aaron K. Beam. Samuel I. Beatty. Kaya L. Bernholtz, honors. Melian Bokande.
Nicholas R. Brevik. Kylie G. N. Bridge. Alexa M. Brown, Distinguished Honors. Alyssa M. Brown, Distinguished Honors. Stephanie Baumberger, Honors. Austin M. Burdick. Noah R. Butler. Sean M. Butler, Honors. Jordan D. Carberry. Emily M. Carroll, Distinguished Honors. Elizabeth T. Carvel, Distinguished Honors. Thomas P. Cease, Distinguished Honors. Olivia S. Chadwick, Distinguished Honors. Quinn C. Kripsick, Distinguished Honors. Jacob D. Cole, Honors. Andrea L. Coyle. Trenton C. Coyle. Jaden C. Creech, Distinguished Honors. Catherine L. Crum, Distinguished Honors. Max Dapkins, Distinguished, not Distinguished Honors. There we go.
Bailey L. Decker, Distinguished Honors. Angel M. Durden, Distinguished Honors. Excuse me. Alexander T. Durst. Andrew E. Eltringham, Honors. Mira D. England, Honors. Casey A. Essig. Logan D. Fossil, Distinguished Honors. Richard B. Feliciano, Distinguished Honors. Sophia R. Felix, Honors. Landon A. Ferry, Distinguished Honors. Nathaniel M. Furtick, Distinguished Honors. Hannah A. Fields, Honors. Jada R. Filburn, Honors. Liam B. H. Fisher. Tyler J. Fravel. Austin J. Fulton, Distinguished Honors. Mark T. Gardner. Jenna M. Green, Honors. Kayla N. Geis, Honors. Alina Garung.
Asta Groom, Distinguished Honors. Jared D. Harshbarger, Honors. Wesley D. Hartle. Aries L. Hawbaker. Reese E. Hayes, Honors. Ava R. Hench, Honors. Bryce A. Herman, Distinguished Honors. Slow down a bit. Come. Ryan M. Hiles, Honors. Logan M. Hodecker, Honors. Olivia M. Holland, Honors. Annika S. Hoover, Distinguished Honors. Aiden J. Hoover. Adler D. Hornbake, Distinguished Honors. Parker B. Howard. Gage C. Hughes, Distinguished Honors. Catherine G. Ilg. Mohammad H. Jamali. Chase L. Jumper. Carson W. Kaufman. Joshua G. Kiefer, honors.
Alexis L. Kiesman. April L. Keller. Ryan E. Keller. Caden W. Kellerman. James E. Kelly. Andrew M. Kerstetter, Distinguished Honors. Ella M. Kilko, Distinguished Honors. Shaylee R. Kish, Distinguished Honors. Lydia E. Clunk, Distinguished Honors. Anthony J. Colva. Caleb T. Larkin. Declan M. Laskowski. Timothy J. Loriello. Kenneth M. Lee, honors. Emma J. Lease, Distinguished Honors. Haley M. Lanker, Distinguished Honors. Haley M. Lesher, Distinguished Honors. Legend A. E. Luster Walker. Madison G. Mackey, Distinguished Honors. Daphne G. Mahan, Distinguished Honors.
Ethan R. Mendel, honors. Dominic A. Martin. Kiana Juliet McCarran. Drew F. McKee. Matthew K. McNair. Andrew F. Menke, Distinguished Honors. Jackson J. Menser. Amaya B. Miller. Cole P. Moore. Faith L. Morton. Aideen Musanovich. Alyssa L. Myers, Distinguished Honors. Molly E. Myers, honors. Colin J. Neal. Dominic M. Nesio. Luke I. Newmeyer. Minya T. Nguyen, Distinguished Honors. Emily G. O'Brien, Distinguished Honors. Devon Y. Patel. Corey M. Payne.
Jimena A. Perez, Distinguished Honors. Connor T. Petula, Distinguished Honors. Isabel A. Petula, Distinguished Honors. Jacob R. Pierce. Kiri A. Pirazzoli, honors. Braden R. Porter. Caden M. V. Potoff, honors. Kaylin A. Rauhut, Distinguished Honors. Alistair T. Reed, honors. Caleb J. Reifsteck, honors. Jonah S. Richardson, Distinguished Honors. Kyle A. Richardson, honors. Braden T. Ritchie, honors. Kylie M. Rife. Allison C. Rabenadilia. Dominic R. Roccasano, honors. Cielo Rodriguez, honors. Minelis M. Rodriguez Rivera. Thomas P. Rohrer. Madison K. Rohrball, honors.
James M. Rojas. Morgan T. Ronan. Owen T. Sackett. Victoria B. Salahuddin, honors. Jeremy D. Simella, distinguished honors. Caitlin G. Schwartz, distinguished honors. Jacob A. Scott. Micah R. Scott. Hunter L. Shank. Cassandra N. Sheriff. Honors. Xavier P. Shields. Max Shope, honors. Gabrielle E. Schoenfeld, distinguished honors. Jacob H. Seibert, distinguished honors. Allison C. Seitler, distinguished honors. Pradeep Siwatkati, lo siento. Marshall J. Smith. Devin R. Smicer. Andrew E. Snyder, distinguished honors. Kendall J. Snyder.
Lucas G. Sparages, distinguished honors. Marissa M. Springman. Tessa N. Stamper, honors. Angel M. Starner. Cole J. Steen. Jade M. Stanger. Caden J. Stone, honors. Brighton M. Stouffer. Emma G. Sirkowski, distinguished honors. Holden C. Swank, distinguished honors. John M. Swank, distinguished honors. Antara Tamang, distinguished honors. Sanche Tamang. Riley R. Tennyson, distinguished honors. Nicholas Trabuco, distinguished honors. Macy C. Trossel, distinguished honors. Lucia Urea Anguamea, Jr., honors. Svyatoslav S. Vensky, distinguished honors. Alex H. Verena, honors. Kale P. Vreeland.
Last row. Mackenzie L. Ward, honors. Robert A. Weaver III. Megan K. Webster. Garrett C. Wicker, Distinguished Honors. Charles W. Willisey, Distinguished Honors. Keegan P. Williamson, Distinguished Honors. Ian S. Wilson, Honors. Satori C. Wilson. Alexander M. Wolf, Distinguished Honors. Joseph D. Wonders, Distinguished Honors. Catherine M. Yanity, Distinguished Honors. Congratulations. Yeah.
Tell Kendall to come up.
Kendall.
Fellow graduates, faculty, administration, family, friends, good evening. It is my pleasure to speak on behalf of the class of 2024. I want to start out by saying thank you to everyone who is here today, especially those who have traveled to celebrate with us. To our teachers, faculty members, and coaches and administration, thank you. You have guided us into the next stage of our lives and have many times offered support and guidance when needed. You have spent countless hours developing not only our minds, but our character and pushing us to be the best students, classmates, and friends that we can be. To our parents and guardians, we could not be here today without all of you. The support we have felt over the years from you could never be repaid. Whether that's a parent, friend, aunt, uncle, grandmother, or grandfather, or anyone who has stepped into a guardian position for us, we want to say thank you. You've molded us into the people that we are today, and the memories that we have shared with you throughout the years will never be forgotten. You've been at times our rock, our #1 supporter, and our biggest motivator, whether we have acknowledged it or not. So again, thank you. To end the thank yous, I want to take a moment to thank my parents for all they've done through the years. I could not be more proud to be your daughter. You have raised me in a home with nothing but love and support. Growing up, there was never a doubt in my mind that I could not do or be anything that I wanted to be. You have dedicated your life to help me grow into the person that I am today, giving me every opportunity I needed to succeed. You two have always been my ultimate inspiration and motivation as I move into the next chapter of my life. And I am so lucky to always have the two of you in my corner, and will forever be grateful to call the two of you Mom and Dad. So again, thank you. To the class of 2024, I want to congratulate you. I know it's something that we've heard a lot through the past few weeks and will continue to hear, but don't let it lose its meaning. It's truly something that should be celebrated. The time, effort, and dedication needed to get to this point should not be overlooked. We are an incredible group of graduates here that have all accomplished so much throughout their time at Boiling Springs. Have an impact on each other's lives, whether we realize it or not. As we leave here today, reflect on those relationships, connections, and lessons that we've learned, good or bad, when entering the next chapter of our lives, making new connections, developing new relationships, and pursuing new goals. With that being said, be proud of yourself that you've made it here today, and I cannot wait to see all that you have achieved. Most of us began our journey together in kindergarten, walking through the doors of Rice together, and now we walk on the field together one last time. Little did I know the first person that I sat next to in first grade would be the last person that I sit next to tonight. My guess is that each and every one of you can point to someone that has been a constant throughout your years here at Boiling Springs. That's what makes Boiling Springs so special. We've all grown up together. Whether that's on the field through sports, where I've met some of my closest friends, in the classroom when you needed a helping hand, or through clubs where people with similar interests have found each other. As a chapter of our lives end, it's important that we reminisce on the fun that we've had together and the memories we made together. When thinking about moving beyond Bubbletown into the next chapter of our lives, the best guidance that I found was a quote from Abraham Maslow. He said, "At any given moment, you have two options: to step forward into growth or step back into safety." Together, we have shared accomplishments and experiences in and out of the classroom, including school plays, scholastic competitions, and my favorite accomplishments are state championships. As we leave here today, for some of us, this may be the first time that we're not surrounded by the people that have pushed us to grow into the scholars, athletes, artists, leaders, and friends that we are. I implore you to take on that task for yourself and be the person that pushes you into growth towards the best version of you. Stepping forward into growth may mean taking the harder path, challenging ourselves, and pushing the limits of what we believe we are capable of. Over time, as we grow, the things that once made us uncomfortable, like meeting new people or interviewing for a new job, will be normal and will no longer be drawn back into what we consider as safe. Take those opportunities to grow. Take the risks that push yourself. Don't be comfortable. Keep working towards the best version of you. We are a special group of students that are ready to do big things. And as we move forward, I hope you think about this quote, allowing yourselves to step forward into growth, and hopefully you will begin to feel uncomfortable stepping back into safety. It has been my honor to serve as class president the last 4 years, and I wish all of you the best of luck stepping beyond Bubbletown. And once again, graduates, congratulations. I am honored to announce the class of 2024's class gift. Our class has been growing our funds from selling whoopie pies to collecting class dues, and we are so excited to pronounce the Home of the Bubblers stadium sign that will be located in Eckerd Stadium for spectators and players to view. Your tassels from the right to the left, signifying our graduation of Boiling Springs High School. Once a bubbler, always a bubbler. Congratulations, graduates.